I want to talk about something important here. Something that I just stumbled upon. All right, so first, it's in regards to a company called the BBPA. Should probably look and get some background information here. The grant, yeah. Wow. It's called the Black Business and Professional Association, non-profit organization. This location, Eglinton and Oakwood area. Now, I'm familiar with the area, obviously. Familiar with the companies, the stores, the people around. And I ask questions all the time, especially when it comes to business-related issues, grants, submissions, loans, whatever the case that's revolving around augmenting your business. Now, I remember I went there before, and there's only two individuals that were in this facility. I went up to them and I'm like, "Hey, do you guys cover along this way?" And then they were like, "No, we only cover along that way." So I was like, "So what about the people down here? There's other black businesses in the area. What's up with that?" We only have like a certain zone that we cover. You don't fall in that zone. I'm like, okay. To me, it just seemed as if it was only for Jamaicans, but whatever. So I remember I went to this one store, and I was pretty cool with this guy. He owned a store across the way, and we were cool. So then one day I was walking by, and I saw that the store was no longer there anymore. As in, like the store was there, I should say. Sorry, the sign was up on top, but it said permanently closed. So I asked someone to man them on the block, and I was like, "Yo, what's going on, bro? Like, what happened over here?" And they were saying that, "Oh, yo, man, the man got shot, and the other man got shot, blah, blah, blah." So I was like, word? I just seen him the other day. So, I don't know, in my experience, from what I've seen, like, whenever I'm over there, we chop it up. I get some food over there because it's, mutual sponsoring each other's businesses and shit, right? So I go over there, and whenever I'm over there chopping it up, hold on. Right, where was I? Oh yeah. So yeah, in my experience when I was over there, I'd be chilling, we'd be talking, but then I would always notice in the back, there's always something going on. Now I already know about the area. Like I know that the shell companies around here. I I might have even been saying too much by just saying that. So let me just cut it off easy. I already know that there's suspicious activity that was always going on over there. All right. Even underground parties. I'll say that. I'll say that there were underground parties as well. Um, but then it just came to a certain point where, yeah, things are busy over here. So then one day I'm like, let me go check up on the man. Let's see how he's doing. Went over there, closed. Spoke to the guy again. This is going back to present day. He got capped. Him and some other guys over there got shot. So I was like, oh shit, so they're dead. He goes, yeah, man, they're gone. So he goes, yeah, man, somebody set him up. It was this, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, oh shit. So I did some research on it. And I found out that one of these custies, like one of these girls, like, you guys gotta watch out, man. Like, the snow bunnies, I already know the man them on the block. They always do the snow bunnies to do setups. You know what I'm saying? So I did the research and I found out that it was one of them that I know of who set up the mandem who got capped because apparently she was responsible for the shootings. Or someone else, but obviously they won't say. So where was I going with that? He was the guy who was running the shop that was telling me about this company called BBPA, which is the Black Business and Professional Association. And as I said, it wasn't a great experience trying to get information about the company itself. So recently, I just seen somebody post. I can't even say recently. I'm like probably the last person to know. But this is what I found. The Black Business and Professional Association of Toronto continues to be mired in a major scandal. Its ex-CEO, Nadine Spence, is accused of funneling $1.1 million to her own company doing business with the organization she runs. Other board members are also implicated. People are asking if the police are involved and if criminal charges will be laid, and if Revenue Canada or government funders will sanction the group. Meanwhile, the BBPA has closed its office at Eglinton and Oakwood Avenue. Were the staff fired? Will the offices be reopened? What's going on? And as I take a look at the comments here, somebody's writing, same shit goes on here. Same shit goes on here in Scotia with our version of BBPA, and the government giving these groups money to feed the chickens and promoting them as reputable. Somebody wrote, Clifton, I wasn't going to comment. However, I don't want to see another black organization getting down. Rather than throwing an organization that has done good things over the years out, why not let the third party finish their investigation? Once that is complete, it is my hope that they will have recommendations as to how to prevent any type of behavior that is or can be determined to the organization and by extension the community. We have lost too many organizations that have done good work, and it's not the organization but rather the people whom they choose to run these organizations that are the problem. Better choices by laws that don't allow one or two individuals to run havoc. ACLC, OBHS, NBCC, Carabana, Harambe, or just some of the organizations that did great work, only to have funding taken away due to personality clashes and bylaws and policies that allowed a bad situation to worsen. I had issues here in South Florida with corrupted condo associations. So it looks like a lot of people are pretty pissed off at this situation. In my opinion, hold on a sec. Somebody wrote, please name me 5 positive things that the BBPA has done. I have been on the case to transparently tell us to whom and how did they distribute the $250,000 that they said they would distribute in $3,000, $5,000, and $10,000 to black businesses in Marley, to Keel on Eglinton. They stymied me for 2 years. But then they said that they took $150,000 to give out $100,000 to the businesses. What the fuck? And they still don't tell us who and how much and what for what they distributed the $100 seen. Mind you, this is before the $5 million seen. Then the scandal broke. Right? Some groups, organizations got to die because they are full of shite, with corruption and a history of non-perform. I'm sorry guys, it's kind of difficult for me to read ebonics and bullshit. Bad spelling, bad grammar, I can't do it all the time. But people are looking into this. I might have to do some more digging, but just off by reading the comments and the people that are aware of the situation, they're really trying to get to the bottom of it. But I find it disappointing that a so-called black company who's trying to help the black community is robbing from the black community, which is unfortunate. So that's pretty unfortunate. That's to what's going on right there. But yeah, it's a shame that as black businesses are trying to strive and trying to do good, like there's still good people like us in there that's trying to strive and trying to do good for the community, trying to get other blacks ready to come in and help circulate those funds, sorry. But there's just a lot of bad seeds that are out there, a lot of bad seeds. From what that guy just said, all that money just funneling into, no, see, we got to do better as black people. We got to do better. And there's always some scumbag out there who's going to try to rip off other blacks for their own personal benefit. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. But that's my new find for today. Yeah, this is bad. But I don't know. For some reason, I just think it was all, not all, but I think that company was only just for the Jamaicans only. I can't put my finger on it. I can't say yay or nay. But when you look at the sign, even though it is Little Jamaica, there's other companies, businesses out there that are not directly Jamaican, but they should be able to have gotten some form of some kind of funding to help improve. Anyways, I'm done. Edmund the General. I'm out. Peace.